Hi bowl bakers. Some of my most popular videos to date have been cookies that are made with just a few ingredients. So I thought if you loved those so much, you're probably going to want to see cookies made with just a few ingredients that are no bake. They are really easy to make and equally as delicious. Now the recipes for these cookies can be found on biggerbolderbaking.com, and an added bonus is that they're egg-free and they're flourless. So instead of flour for these cookies, we are going to make an oat flour. Now, I do not want you to go out and buy oat flour. It is super easy to make at home. All you have to do is get some rolled oats, put them into a food processor, blend them until they're nice and fine for roughly around 30 seconds, and then you have for yourself some easy homemade oat flour. Okay, this oat flour looks perfect. We have everything that we need. So let's get started with our first recipe, which is a no-bake peanut butter cookie. So in a nice large bowl, I'm going to add in my smooth peanut butter and my honey. And then I'm going to pop these into the microwave for roughly around 45 seconds until they're all melted and nice and smooth. So when it looks like this, it's nice and runny and absolutely smells delicious, I might add. We are going to add in our oat flour, some salt for extra flavor, and a little bit of vanilla extract. Now, as always in my recipes, if you do not have vanilla extract, just leave it out. However, if you are a seasoned bold baker, always have some in your cupboard to hand because it's just really useful. Okay, and then all you want to do is with a spatula, just mix it all together until it forms a dough. So just keep on mixing until all the oats are soaked up with the peanut butter. You'll see it is a stiff dough. Just bring it all together and that's it, easy peasy. So now we have our dough, all we have to do is scoop it onto our baking tray. So here I have a cookie scoop. I find these really handy. You can also use a tablespoon measurement and that works well too. And all we're going to do is just get a nice big scoop of cookie and then just pop it down onto your baking tray. And then just keep on scooping until it's all gone. I like to make them a decent size, maybe 1.5 to 2 scoops. And then once they're all scooped, just pat them down with your hand to get a nice round flat cookie, just like they would appear when they're baked. So now with this cookie, you don't have to use peanut butter. You can use any nut butter that you like. Also, you don't even have to use oat flour. You can use almond flour, anything like that. Okay, like a traditional peanut butter cookie, you have to have the crisscross on top. That's how you know it's a peanut butter cookie. So with our fork, go ahead and make that nice little indentation. Look at that, look how pretty these are. Now, we are going to add chocolate to these cookies, but just not right now. What we're going to do here is pop them into the fridge and let them chill for around 20-30 minutes. They're going to set up nice, and then we're going to pop them into some chocolate. So my cookies have been chilling in the fridge for around half an hour. Now it is time to dip them in chocolate. Just go ahead and dunk your cookies halfway into your chocolate, just to give them a little bit of a taste. And then let it drip off. And then back onto your baking tray. So you get a nice bit of chocolate, a nice bit of peanut butter. If you are a chocolate and peanut butter person, which let's face it, who isn't, you're gonna love these. The best thing about them is that they're loaded with protein because of the peanut butter, and then because of the oat flour, they're great for like slow releasing energy. So I like to have them for breakfast time to fill me up with protein and energy. And just in case you're wondering, I put the calorie count on the website so you can check that out underneath the recipe. Okay, these are looking lovely, very professional. I'm gonna pop them back into the fridge and just let the chocolate set. And just so you know, these cookies will keep in the fridge in an airtight container for up to 10 days. This next cookie combines 2 of my favorite ingredients, chocolate and coconut. It is a no-bake chocolate cookie. Into a large bowl, add in some butter and maple syrup. Now, if you're dairy-free, you can use coconut oil instead of butter. And if maple syrup is very expensive or hard to come by, feel free to use honey. Now, all we want to do is just pop this into the microwave until the butter melts. Once your butter and maple syrup is melted all together, we're going to add in the rest of our lovely ingredients. Now, I'm going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract into here to add a lovely little bit of flavor, and then some salt. So this also is a flourless cookie, so I'm going to add in some coconut, and that is going to work as the flour. And then next, we're going to add in some unsweetened cocoa powder. So now use Dutch process or unsweetened, just please don't buy one that has sugar in it because it just messes with your recipe. And then with our spatula, just mix it until it all comes together. And also remember, don't use hot chocolate powder, cocoa powder. They're not the same thing. One thing I love about these recipes is that they can all be mixed by hand. So technically you don't even need a kitchen to do it. If you live in a dorm, you want to make them at work, all you need is a bowl and a countertop and a spatula. Okay, this is looking good. Now we're going to scoop it onto our baking tray. So I have my scoop. Let's shape our cookies. So just like the last cookie, we're going to do 2 nice big scoops and pop them onto your baking tray. So this cookie is pretty sticky, as you can see, because it's sticking to my scoop. But once they set in the fridge, you won't get that at all. They'll be nice and firm. Okay, we've scooped all of our cookies. Now all I'm going to do is just go in with my hands and just shape them a little bit more like a cookie, make them a little bit round and push them down in the middle so they have a cookie shape. For no-bake cookies, you would not believe how good these smell. And FYI, they taste amazing too. Okay, 20 or 30 minutes in the fridge, they'll be set and ready to eat. This next cookie is a take on a classic, a no-bake chocolate chip cookie. So in a nice large bowl, we're going to add in some butter and some brown sugar. Now, if you don't have brown sugar, you can use white, or you can always make your own, and the recipe is on my website. Now, all we're going to do here is pop it into the microwave until the butter and sugar melts. Our mix has melted, so now let's add in the rest of our ingredients. So next we're going to add in some milk, vanilla extract, and a little bit of salt. And then just give this a quick mix together with your spatula. Okay, mixy, this is all dissolved, looking good. Now next I'm going to add in my oat flour. Now remember, I said you can use any kind of a nut flour that you like either. And then following that, some chocolate chips, because this is a chocolate chip cookie after all. So those are the most important part. And then with your spatula, just mix it all together until you form your dough. You guys have always responded really well when I do recipes that are just a few ingredients or no bake. So let me know in the comments below if you like this, and I'll definitely try and make more of them because they're easy and they're fun and they're also delicious. Okay, this is ready. Let's scoop it and get it onto our tray. So I have my handy scoop. I do a nice big scoop for each cookie. Now remember, if you want to, you can actually freeze this dough, but you don't have to because they last so long in the fridge. But if you want to, feel free to. Also, with any of these recipes, if you want to double them or maybe even half them to make more or less, then feel free to do that because they're actually really easy recipes to adjust. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my hand and flatten them down and just make them nice and round around the edges to make them look like cookies. Okay, gorgeous. This takes no time at all. Personally, I love no-bake desserts because you cut out the middleman, which is the oven, and get straight to the sweet stuff in no time at all. Okay, lovely, these are looking good. We're gonna pop them into the fridge for around half an hour and let them set. Once your cookies are set, they are ready to be enjoyed. You can choose from peanut butter, chocolate, or a classic chocolate chip. I'm gonna go for a classic. The great thing about these cookies, number one, is that little bit of salt in there, but they're a nice balance of sweet, kind of rich chocolatey. They're not overly sweet. These guys are definitely gonna fill you up. As always, thanks a million for watching. The recipes can be found on my website, and I'll see you back here really soon for more bigger, bolder baking.